Okay, so there's two different types of accounts that we can use in Windows 10. We have our local account and then we have our Microsoft account. So when we are going through and we are creating users, whether it is someone new or a new operating system or what, we have to decide how this person is going to sign in, whether it's Microsoft or a local user account. All right. So how we decide between the two, right? A local account, they cannot sign in to any other system. It is local to that local computer. Microsoft is a little bit different, right? You can use your Microsoft account to sign into different systems, different computers, etc. Now, with a local account, that user account is stored in SAM, which is where you will find that password file, and SAM stands for Security Account Manager Database, and it actually verifies that credentials of the account. So now if the user is a domain user, it is not stored in the SAM account. All right, so let me go here. All right, and then with the SAM database, each user then is assigned a security identifier or a SID. All right, so we also have different various ways to sign in. We have Windows Hello, we have the fingerprint, we have PIN, fast user switching, automatic sign-in, and assigned access. So with the Windows sign-in screen, can you show the most recently used accounts, and is that best practice? Absolutely not best practice. If the bad guy, right, if he already knows the username, all he needs to figure out then is password, right? So again, not best practice. So we do not want those to show the last logged in user. Number 9, blank increases security on your computer by forcing you to press Control-Alt-Delete before signing in. This is going to protect your computer from malware that might attempt to steal your password by imitating a Windows sign-in screen, right? So if they have to press Control-Delete to go to that sign-in, it does make that more secure, and that is called secure sign-in. Now with fast user switching, how many active users can be using the system at once? Only one. You would have to basically you don't have the nice thing with fast user switching is you don't have to sign out. So basically you switch access to the next person. All right. The best place for automatic sign-in to be enabled. I can't think of anywhere other than a kiosk for automatic sign-in to be enabled, unless it's a virtual machine. And then what are some places that this would not be ideal? I don't know, a bank, a government, police station, anywhere, right, that has records to anything. Would you feel safe leaving your system with automatic sign-in? For me, no, absolutely not, right? Let's see. What can you use to configure Windows 10 as a kiosk? And that is assigned access. What are some common naming conventions? So first name dot last name. So first initial, last name, first initial dot last name, any of those, right? The problem with that is it's easy. Everybody kind of sticks to those 3 or 4. So again, if you look on LinkedIn, you see who works for a company, and then you try a few combinations, right, of naming conventions for usernames. You're probably gonna, get that pretty quickly, and then all you need again is a password. How would you deal with two users who have the same name? Again, personal opinion. You can put a 1, you can put a 2. Maybe they have a nickname. You can do middle initial, anything to kind of differentiate. Which, I mean, that can be a possibility, right? If there's 2 Joe Smiths, you know, that could be an issue again. But again, another issue is there's easy, right, to guess. Can you have 2 usernames that are the same? Absolutely not. That will create lots and lots of issues, right? Especially in a domain. Usernames can have up to 20 characters. Usernames are not case sensitive. So if I was to log in, so my account is admin. Show me. Well, here. All right. So my account is admin. Now, if I were to type in admin in all caps, it will still log in with the correct password. All lowercase, it will still log in. A combination of the two, it will still log in. The only thing that is case sensitive is your password. Can your usernames then create or contain any special characters? No, just your passwords, right? And we do recommend you having them in your passwords. Let's go through. Okay, so I have actually already renamed mine. Okay, so I have El Jefe, and he is my built-in administrator account. Okay, so basically his name was supposed to be administrator. This is the built-in one now that is created with Microsoft, as well as Ghost, and Ghost is my guest account. Okay, those should 100% be renamed, right? If I know that there are built-in accounts named administrator that has no default password and it cannot be deleted, right? There's no password by default. I just have to enable that account and wham bam, I'm in, right? So rename them, best practice, create a strong password, make sure they're still disabled and no one's using them, okay? Yes, they can be disabled. Is it disabled by default? Yes, they are disabled by default. Yes, you can rename it. And then, let's see, groups. Actually, let's go to my administrator account, and it is a member of, the administrators. And then my Ghost, which is my guest account that I renamed, is part of the guests. Okay. Let's see, what's my next question here? Oh, sorry. All right, so that first initial account that you created, so mine was admin, is in fact an administrator. Okay. Now I created Bob. Bob is not an administrator. Bob is standard user. Okay. Let's see. Blank is undocumented and managed by Windows 10. That is your default account. Most powerful account, your administrator, right? This group should have everyone in it. That is your users group. Everyone should be in it. Why is my admin not in it? Authenticated users. Interesting. But that is the users group. Let me go back. What members can back up and restore files on computers? So let's go over here and check that out. So it will give us a description. Here we go. All right, all right. So it tells us members of this group are managed by the system. We have our power users, so backwards compatibility and possess limited administrative powers. What are we looking for here? Can restore files. So that would be our backup operators. What group members have the almost all the administrative privileges? I would say those are your, power users. All right, we'll go with that one. Let's see, sign in securely. Should have wrote these down so we could have just flew past them. All right, these members. Why am I not seeing it? Run most powerful. Oh, right here, there are performance monitors. Okay, what group would you need in order to perform replication between users? Replication between users. Ooh. Network, no. Replication in a domain. Oh, it's replicator. Okay, and the members of this group can configure components. Oh, we skipped one. But users cannot alter settings. Members of this group can configure network components. That is the network configuration. What group members are able to monitor performance on the computer but cannot access logs? Performance log users. And then where does an administrator get its privileges from? From the local admin group. Which profile is used when a new profile is created, and that is that default user profile. Oops. Let's see. How can you configure the default profile? You can use sysprep. And then 3 places that you can create user accounts. So settings, control panel, which you will do in the labs, and then also local users and groups. So you just, I think you do this in the lab too. You just right click on users and user. Let's check out the properties tab. Alright, so let's go to admin. We're going to go to properties. Oh, the users properties tab. Let's go. There we go. Alright, so we have we can create a description. We can change the password. We can set the password to never expire. Set it where the user can't change the password. We can lock out the account. We can change the group, which is the member of, right? And we can change the name and disable the account. All right. What does the members tab show us? And that tells us what group the user is in. What does the profile tab show us? There we go. So we have our user profile path home folder if we had it. And we can also change the path to something else. So file server, whatever. All right. Let's see. Can a domain user be configured to have a default profile? That is no. Can a managed profile? Let's see. Can a mandatory profile be changed? No. This one you're only gonna have one, and where is the roaming profile saved? I don't know why I have 3 blanks there. There is only one. Okay. Is the public profile complete or not complete? It is not complete. And then we have some advanced authentication methods. So we have PIN, we have biometric, which is that hello face, we have picture password, face recognition, and iris scanning. What is the latest level of support for biometric authentication? And that is Windows Hello. And can Windows Hello be used to recreate biometric information? Nope. 55. Blink contains a certificate that is used for authentication in the same way as Microsoft Passport, and that is a smart card. And then what is Microsoft Passport? It helps stop password reuse in multiple locations. So just a work group. What is it? Sorry. So multiple Windows computers that share information without being in a domain. Total amount of computers that you can have in a work group is up to 20. Okay. Not recommended unless you're in a very, very, very small office. And then there's no central management like there would be with a domain. And then with a domain, who would manage that would be the domain controller. So you would not need a separate account for every computer like you would for a work group. You would log in with the same account on any of the systems that are connected to the domain. And there's not a limit on how many computers that you can have within a domain. But you cannot use a local account to log into a domain, and you can't use a domain account to log into a local system. And is there central management for a domain? And yes, that is your domain controller. All right, so that is all I have for you. I apologize, I'm working from home, so I did have to pause it a few times when my dishwasher was going. But if there's any questions that you have, please, please, please reach out to me. If there's any way I can help you, this week's pretty easy with your labs that I've assigned to you. They're pretty straightforward. We went over a lot in here. So other than that, I should be back in the classroom next week. So you'll see the familiar environment. But yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your week. Thanks.